President Carter is reelected. Riding on a late surge in popularity, the president wins a second term. Well, on the morning of November 5th, 1980, no one read that headline. And the reason was, as you know, Ronald Reagan defeated the incumbent president. Some believe that the main reason Carter lost the election was that many voters were upset that he had ceded the Panama Canal back to that country. However, Carter believed that his defeat was primarily due to something totally different, which brings us to the subject of today's nugget: anticipating negative occurrences. And I'll be right back with our coaching segment. Anticipating negative occurrences. President Carter believed that he would have experienced a voter surge and been reelected president, except for one unexpected negative occurrence: a malfunctioning helicopter. Could a helicopter malfunction have determined the outcome of a presidential election? Well, to get a revelation about the answer to that question, we need to look at history. In the fall of 1979, Iranians hated Americans. President Carter had allowed the Shah of Iran to enter the United States for cancer treatment. And with the Shah out of the country, Iran experienced massive protests and demonstrations. And then, on November 4th, a mob of 3,000 young revolutionaries overran the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, and they took all of its employees as hostages. Over the next several months, President Carter tried to get the 53 hostages released. He began with negotiations and then economic sanctions, followed by an oil embargo. But all of his efforts were unsuccessful. So finally, in April of 1980, a decision was made. Let's launch a daring rescue mission and free the hostages. 8 helicopters were used in the rescue attempt. However, 2 of them had mechanical problems and had to go back. And then, because of an unexpected dust storm, another one of the copters overheated and was non-functional. Well, they realized that the 5 remaining helicopters would not have enough space in them for the 53 hostages. Therefore, the mission had to be aborted. Later in an interview, President Carter stated, "If we would have had one more helicopter, we could have continued and brought out the 53 hostages." He went on to say, "I believe that incident was the main factor that brought about my failure to be reelected." Think of that! Not planning on unexpected occurrences such as mechanical problems and a desert dust storm might have cost Carter the election. Billionaire and media empire owner Rupert Murdoch believes that great leaders prepare for the worst while believing for the best. And this principle is true not only in warfare, but in sports, in business, and even in one's personal life. Now, I understand focusing too much on possible negative occurrences can hinder decision making. However, I believe that thinking that unexpected negatives won't occur if they're ignored, that's a recipe for disaster. So I would encourage you, before you begin a project or a game or even a trip, consider what might go wrong, and then in advance, prepare a response for those scenarios. Remember, preparing for unexpected occurrences is normally a short-term endeavor, but recovering from negative occurrences can be a long-term affair. It could even cost you an election. God bless you. Go with increase.